the reason I chose this subject is because we actually recorded a recorded a episode,
Topic, yeah.
a topic, and when this topic was to be posted, uploaded, and I saw myself, I was like, no, my belly was hanging out, and I was obviously wearing, well, it wasn't obvious to me when we were filming, but I realized afterwards I had on the wrong clothes to be sitting down and filming in. So my friends were saying, they hadn't seen it or noticed it, but they were saying, it can't be that bad. And I said, no, it is bad. It's horrific. I don't want it posted. So my question to myself and to the wider audience is, are we too hung up on body image? You know? And if so, why do you think that is? Do you think it's because of how women are portrayed in the media and the magazines and what we've grown up knowing to be like a perfect body? What do the ladies think?
I think maybe nowadays it is, but I think back in our day, I think when I look back, I think it's more to do with what people said at the time. Because I think even like with me and Ange was very skinny.
And you wouldn't realise that now.
No, you've always been
slim. But like I was skinny. I was skinny.
Yeah, and I wasn't fat at all. I was slim. But people used to compare us. In comparison, I was bigger than Angie. But it's like, so at the time, I used to think to myself, oh, you know, I'm the fat one sort of thing.
Well, it was the same with me and Vi, yeah.
Right. So I think that it was more to do with what people said at the time, not. I think if nobody said anything, I would have thought I was fine, more or less. You know what I mean?
I think that I still think that back then I'd look at magazines and compare myself, because again, you look back at yourself at 18 or 16 or 21, and we were all slim.
Yeah.
But I thought I was fat.
Yeah, me too.
I thought I was fat. I might have had a rounder face, but you know, my figure was not really fat, but in my head I was, you know. So,
me too.
And I think that's the same thing that a lot of young girls, young women have that image of themselves.
I think I've always been, well, when I was younger, naturally skinny. I wasn't worried about how I looked like weight-wise because I was eating I would eat.
You could eat what you want.
Everything, anything. But I just was naturally skinny. After, when I was pregnant, it's like, I must admit, I was thinking, oh my God, like, you know, obviously the belly's big, the boobs just went crazy. And I was like, I hope I lose this because it was a shock. It was a shock to my system. I wouldn't say I consciously thought about, you know, after I had him, thought I'm going to lose weight, but because I was doing so much walking, because back in our day, I couldn't push the buggy onto the bus. I had to fold it down. When I have to hold him and whatever, so it was too much. So I just thought, you know what, I just walk it. So I'd be walking like from Lewisham to Forest Hill, from Forest Hill to Catford. So I was walking all the time.
You just lost the weight.
So I just naturally lost it. And I think as I've got older, obviously I'm not as skinny as I was before, but I'm very comfortable with
you are.
Yeah, I'm just comfortable.
Isn't that down to, as we get older, that you just don't care? Which I say that, but then no, because then why did you, when you saw yourself as which is as you are, were you that?
I was conscious of the whole world seeing me like that.
I suppose
you know?
it's one thing, but
I think, you know, if you know you're a bigger person, I'm clinically obese, you know.
So am I.
And I think as well, I had just started a new insulin, and I was gaining a lot of weight. And I remember around that time, which is only a few months ago, I didn't even want to consider losing weight because the insulin was making me, remember, I was ravenous all the time, and I was eating, and I knew I was gaining weight, but I didn't realize how much until I saw that video.
Oh wow.
And when I saw the video, and people, this apron, what we call apron, was hanging. And I was horrified. I was like, no, girls, we have to take that down, you know? And it's actually made me think again, because I think I mentioned to my sister, I said, I'm going to get a tummy tuck. She's like, no, exercise and whatever. But I'm seriously considering it now, because I think even when I lose more weight, I'm still going to have this big flap. And I know that some people think, oh, it's vanity and this and that. But I know I've done some research, and I know that it gives a lot of women back their confidence in themselves when they have, you know.
I mean, I do think that when you get older, how you look is more about how you feel, not about the outside world.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
About what other people think
that's
or
right.
say.
Yeah, it's about how you feel about yourself. So I think if that's what would make you happy, I'll say go for it.
Yeah,
you know,
it's definitely something that I'm considering. But
as long as you do your research properly
yeah,
where you're gonna have it done.
Yeah,
I do think as well that the world has changed a lot since I was a teenager, and I think that surgery is more accessible.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, a lot of these young girls, there's nothing wrong with them, and they're going and having surgery, whether it's making the lip bigger, the bottom bigger, the tits bigger, whatever. But they're having surgery of every little thing, and there's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah,
I mean, I think
it was
last
28-year-old girl.
That's right. Had a facelift.
She had a facelift. She had a tummy tuck. Yes. And
no, but the facelift, I don't understand that. But the tummy tuck, we don't know if she was maybe she was a lot bigger.
She was quite big. She could have tummy,
she could have
face.
I just remember saying face, and I thought face. I mean,
28.
She was a young
girl, and in that case, I think that the doctors, I don't, you know, they need to have a bit more conscience.
Yeah. If they're paying, there's this.
But she went to Turkey, and she had a manner of things done. But I remember a few years ago when I was in Florida with some family members, and we were talking about weight at the time, and she said, why don't you just go and get what do they call it, a mummy?
Oh yes,
what's it called?
Mummy what?
Mummy body? No, mummy body.
I mean, sadly, a woman tried to get a mummy body a few months ago in the summer, and her two daughters were crying on the TV.
Oh yes,
because did you see it? She passed away.
Because they do your whole body at one time. You know, so
it's too much. It wasn't done correctly. But as you said, it's very accessible now.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm not judging anyone for if they're true, because it's their choice. But I just think the young girls, I think when you're trying to do that at such a young age, I don't think that's necessary at that point.
That's too young.
But then I think that we need to accept that as we get older, you know, you're not going to have perky breasts. You're not going to, you know, you might have a little bit of tummy flab after your children and some stretch marks and whatever. And I think that's just natural.
Yeah.
So I think you should embrace it rather than trying to think, I still want to look like a young girl body.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I mean, I do kind of think to myself, I wish I appreciated how I looked then.
Yeah. Oh,
you know, you were caught up into thinking, you know, you were fat, or, you know, your tummy wasn't flat enough and whatever. And if you're giving me that body
now I'll be very happy.
So I think that
it's funny because I found a picture of myself the other day, and it's probably about, how old was I? I think it was before I got married. So maybe
you and Cleo?
No, myself and Rose.
Okay.
And I'll show you afterwards. And I mean, I look like a different person. I'm sure, before I got married, I lost 4.5 stone the year before I got married. So imagine how big. I mean, wow. I'm so big. I must have been about maybe size 22. I remember my clothes were size 22, and you probably don't remember me being that big, but I was that big.
Yeah.
I was buying size 22.
But I think we apart from Angie, I can remember the three of us being quite big at one stage. Even sometimes when we look back at some pictures,
when the boys were young.
I
one of us in
20.
France.
That's right.
Angie was the only one that was still. We were like.
Round, proper tomper. What is a tomper?
Rotund, isn't it?
Yeah.
And all of us, that was after our children.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's after the children. But I think in terms of body image, I think, like Cleo said, as I've got older, it's almost like this, not that I don't care attitude, but how I look, I'm doing it for me. It's like it's for nobody else. You know.
Plus, it's about health. It's about
being
as healthy as possible, rather than
definitely.
the image. As long as you're healthy and you're feeling happy within yourself, I think that counts. Counts a lot.
Yeah. But then you say they're healthy because when I went to the GP, because my HbA1c was high, and my BMI, was it 30? I think it was 30. And when so I'd spoken to the GP, and then he called me in for an appointment, and I walked in, I'm sat down, and he's looking, and he said, "Well, how can I help you?" And I said, "Remember we spoke, you told me because my HbA1c is high," and he's looking, and he said, "But," he said, "people with BMI of yours, they're usually big." He said, and I was like, "Well, this is how." I mean, he said, he just expects me to be really big, because my HbA1c was so high, my BMI is high, but I think the BMI how it's calculated is not very
accurate.
I don't think it is. I don't think it's very accurate. So, you can have some of the BMI.
Mine is about 31 at the moment.
Yeah, it's meant to be under, what is it meant to be, in the 20s?
Under 20, something like that. Under 28, is it?
I don't know.
I think it's supposed to be under 28.
Yeah, it's under 20 something anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But definitely, I think as you get older, you want to be happy in yourself.
Definitely.
And I don't even know if when you are younger, it is about pleasing other people. I think it's you want to be happy, but you've got an image of how you want to be because it's reflected on what you see around you or on TV or whatever. And you stop looking at those images as you get older. You still want to look good, but you want it for yourself. Rather than it was the reflection.
Sorry, it was different though when we were younger because we didn't have social media and all the bombardment of these images everywhere. You think of like for your daughter as the the images that are being thrown and what is expected or people want you to look like is so different to us when we were young. It must be so hard for them. I think for us with our body image, I said we're older and we're kind of like we kind of don't give a damn, but
you're comfortable. You're
comfortable and you work at. I'm in the process. I've been for the last. I was cast 29 years in the process of. You hear people saying, "Oh, just my baby. This is my baby weight."
Your baby's 29.
My baby's 29, and I'm still trying to get to where I want to be. I think I just. I'm still. It's a work in progress. I think that's what it is. It's a work in progress. So yeah, I'm just trying. Sister, you have the last say.
The last say, I don't know what the last say is. I just, I'm kind of, I don't know where I am, to be honest. I don't know. Just watch this space. Hopefully a year from now, I know I'm going to try with the exercise. I did lose just over a stone in Jamaica. I've been away for 3 months, and it was easier because it's hot, so you don't get as hungry. You drink a lot more water.
It's true.
She said she eats less when she's there.
Because you were there for a long period of time.
Yeah.
I guess it's easier. But
it was
if you're there for 2 weeks, I eat.
it was easier, and you're just in a different mindset, a different frame of mind. So it was easier for me. But I think access to the right foods as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, when I was there, not obviously, but whilst I was there, I'm having a lot more fresh foods, not all this processed. And we can get fresh food here, but unfortunately, it's more expensive and it's not as accessible. So even though it's fresh, you don't have the variety that we can get there. So yeah, it's just about, I guess, putting my mind to it. Maybe we'll have a look at me again in 12 months and see
less than that. You could do,
see what the changes are. But we
6 months by summer
definitely won't be
3 months. You can do a lot in 3 months.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
you can do a lot and see how your body image changes for you. You know what you expect to look like in I don't know 12 weeks.
I look like my sister. I'd like to.
Like me, maybe.
But yeah, I think as we just all have to be happy with us, with ourselves, and know what is a sensible goal to reach for. So yeah.
Means we can put the video back up then.
No. No, and I want to say congratulations to our sister Denise, because I don't know how much weight she's lost, but she did one of the, what is it called,
GLP-1.
GLP-1, which is either the
injectables,
Mounjaro or similar, Ozempic. And Denise, from I've known that girl, she has always been big from young, and it has worked for her. So she looks like a completely different person.
She does,
but it's taken what 40 years, I guess.
Yeah,
so congrats, you're looking good, girl.
Yeah, she really is.
She's looking fantastic.